All right, guys. Welcome to Life22. We're back. It's been a while for a few of our folks to see us live stream again, but today is our first ever roundtable discussion, panel discussion, whatever you'd like to call it. We have guests here. I have my life partner, Miss June, and she is she's off camera today. She got her haircut at Walmart, so she does not want to have that shown to the world. But she is essentially our Robin Quivers. If anybody doesn't know who that is, that's Howard Stern's right-hand gal. And that's June is my Robin Quivers. First up on the panel, going left to right, we've got, unless this is reversed on YouTube, but either way, they'll figure it out. Right next to me is Tim, the bartender. And we've got a vacant spot for Jason the mechanic. Eventually he'll show up tonight. And then we've got Bruce, the painter. So we're going to kick off with our first topic, and it is going to be leeches. People that leech or sponge off the system and don't give back. And I want to start by saying this is in reference to people that don't, that aren't the people that you're expecting. Like, oh, this poor individual, yada yada, and he's. This is at least this is how I look at it. They're the people that don't, that the programs were intended for. And that should be like 2% of our society, 3% of our society. And Bruce is raising his hand. And what it's turned out to be is like 45 to 50% of our society, and then the rest of society has to play Atlas, the guy who holds the entire world on its shoulders. And we just want to talk about the scumbags, the ones that really don't deserve this and don't need that I don't have to work mentality. I don't have to do shit because the system we live in will not let me die. And that's not really how the world should work, in my eyes anyways. I don't know about you guys.
Well, it can't sustain itself forever.
Correct.
It's going to run out of money.
Yeah.
Or eventually people are going to run out of motivation to want to help those people. Eventually people are going to figure out how to subvert taxes so it doesn't get wasted on people that are on their third and fourth generation of, training their children how to live like that.
Exactly.
We're getting tired of working for nothing. I mean, you basically work till June for nothing.
Yep. Whatever you make on the second half of the year is...
Sure. It's like you may get to keep some of that for you and your family.
I work a 30-pack week. I get to take home a fucking...
a 30-pack.
I get to take home a 40-ouncer.
Right.
Cold 40.
Yeah.
I get it. I mean, I don't have a lot, and I haven't had a lot, ever. I get food stamps. I have had to have cash. But I do work. I work my ass off. Now, just a quick story. I was in Walmart. This was actually a couple years ago. And here I am with my small amount of food stamps, to
Right. The substantial amount, like, okay, you bring in just shy, so they give you a few bucks.
Right.
Not like you don't work, so now they're covering your entire grocery bill.
Now,
and then some.
I'm behind 3 shopping carts full, 3 different people in 3 different self-checkout lanes, and they are packed full at Walmart. And you can't leave Walmart without spending $70. Now, if you got a cart overflowing, you got at least $150 in there. Now, I watched them as their kids were under the counter eating, like getting candy and eating it. I shit you not, eating the candy. I watched one person, they stood in front of their checkout, and one of them swiped every one of their 150 items, swiped their card, handed it to the next person. They did the same, and then they handed it to a third person. And I guarantee that
they all don't live in the same household?
No, probably not. No, I mean, absolutely. I mean, I can only assume not. But I can also assume, I might be wrong, but I bet you not one of them was even trying to work. Now, about a year ago, I found myself in a tough spot. I was being evicted, my own flaws, mistakes. I went down, and I've been working. I work, I work. Went down to try to get some help. They wouldn't do anything for me. They wouldn't give me nothing. They wouldn't give me a
They
penny.
wouldn't give you anything.
They
Sorry,
would,
I'm gonna
they
be
would
grammar
not
police.
give me anything. You know, and here I am trying to figure out where the heck me and my daughter are going to live. And they wouldn't give me anything. And maybe,
I remember that. You
I mean,
came to me
that's
and
actually
said,
where
"Hey, Kevin,
how I am
what do I
here
do?"
today.
They're telling me if I don't have a place to live, they're just going to call CPS on me.
Right. It came down to that. You know, they said, Bruce, you know, we're here to help.
But if you had
but
restless
if
leg
you-
syndrome, Bruce, I bet that you would get a
know.
handicap sticker in your car,
If you
and
could
they
get
give
a
you
handi-
everything. You'd have primo
You could
parking
get
at Walmart.
a handicapped goat. Like he's your depression pet. Like
a handicapped hamster.
Oh yeah.
You
Or,
could
not,
take him-
I'm sorry, a
Guinea pig.
Gerbil? What do we call
A
it?
goat.
A
You want a
mental
goat.
health
Yeah.
hamster?
Mental support.
Mental
Yes.
support.
Something like that.
Get
Depression
a
support.
goat. Like
Yeah, it was what we were talking about the girl who couldn't take her whatever her support hamster on the
Yes.
On the
yeah,
airplane.
Yeah,
Aw.
support hamster.
yeah.
Fuck.
My anal
Get a
support
baby
hamster
elephant.
came out of my butt
It was a
on the
hygiene
plane ride. This was unintentional. Can someone help me reinsert my medically prescribed
hygiene issue.
anal support hamster?
Gerbils.
Gerbils. Oh, that's right. They're
Right.
gerbils.
But,
Lemmy winks.
So I get it, you know, because I do at points in my life require some assistance, you know, but I try to work my ass off as best as I can.
So
But
I'm not going to try to direct a lot of blows at you, Brucey, but there
no, that's
are.
fine. No, you will. Bring 'em
Well,
on.
but we're gonna throw a couple at you.
Yeah,
you're gonna get punched in the face
I've
a
known you
couple
for a
times.
little while.
It's just
We-
Wasn't that the crux of the problem? I try to work hard. That means absolutely nothing. You either work hard or you don't work hard.
Right.
You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Right,
You
right.
either do it or you don't. You know what I mean? I hear a lot of people tell us, like, oh, I try and I try. It's like, that doesn't mean anything.
So in your business, you try to work as hard as you can.
You try to do a
tried.
good job when you
But,
work.
no,
That's
I mean-
different
no,
than
I mean,
trying
I
to
work,
be
you
consistent.
know.
You know what I mean? Trying to find something
You do the
on
best that
a
you can
daily
when you can
to fulfill the
when
needs you
it's
have
around.
with the daughter you created. You know what I mean? Or responsibilities that you have. You have to be more consistent. You can do a good job when you get say you get a day job or a 2-day job. You can do a great job. But if you don't have something else lined up for
Sure.
Wednesday,
Sure.
Thursday,
But the
Friday,
intent of these
you're not
programs-
really trying that hard.
Right, true. But the intent of these programs are to, like, you work at Burger King.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Minimum, at least.
Right. You
Yeah.
work at Burger King and...
Yeah, why are you above flipping a burger and not above begging? You know?
Right.
Right. But you work at... the intent of these programs were to be like, okay, you work at Burger King and you work a 40-hour week if they give it to you.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And it's hard to raise a family on 40 hours a week. Before you jump in, Tim, because I see the pots steeping over there, the kettle's percolating. The intent of the program was to subsidize income, so
Right.
just a little bit. So if you're working 40 hours a week and you really just need that extra $120 a week to survive to feed your family, that was the intent. Like, so let's say you do a good job at Burger King. Burger King doesn't give a shit about that. Walmart doesn't give a shit about that. McDonald's, wherever, any low-paying job does not give two shits about how well you work, how hard you work at your job. They will for longevity purposes, but they don't give a shit for pay purposes. You're not gonna they're not gonna be like, oh, we'll cover that extra 120 so the society doesn't have to.
Sure.
They know it's there. They appreciate that you work very hard for them, but they're not gonna do shit about it. Like, so to say you work hard and things like that. Now, to get into the next portion, though, is really these people have to work extra hard, or have to pick up extra jobs, is really what it should be. They should make more monetary contributions to their own families by doing all these other things because they have 2 kids.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't survive on one parent working 40 hours a week at McDonald's and have 2 kids, let alone 7, which
Yeah.
I partially blame our governmental infrastructure that put that on the tax department to hand people money back for taxes.
Sure.
But, and so they incentivize people to have 7 or 8 kids. Tim, go.
Was a McDonald's job ever designed to support a family?
Originally,
back
yeah.
when they first opened, yep.
When was that, in the
But
50s?
in the
Yeah.
50s, yes.
In the 50s,
Yes.
all right. We're,
And now
we're
compared to
70
the
years
50s
later,
Right.
70
to
years later.
now, yes, it is a
Right.
whole completely different.
Yeah.
No, it's migrant
So-
worker. It's migrant workforce. Is what it is.
Like,
You're picking peaches out of shit fields. Like that's like that.
Well,
That's,
I don't think I think
So
if,
instead
if McDonald's is your main gig, like I think you should probably
you work 2 of those main gigs.
sure. I mean, like if that's what it takes, I think McDonald's should fulfill. Like if you work a 40-hour work making X amount of dollars, that actually requires that that level of skill, $15 an hour, say.
but if
you
you
could do
want,
another 20 at McDonald's and somehow figure it out at $10 or $11 or whatever they pay. But
but listen, if McDonald's is really truly your life job, like that's where you really want to work, then you want to be either the super top manager or you want to be the owner.
But
Sure.
you might have to
Like-
kill somebody to get up a next
Well-
level because those people that are there.
well, it's a meritocracy, right? Like
But
anything else.
hopefully
you're
people
gonna have to
will.
be the best person
Hopefully
there.
people start out there and then move on to better things. Like
Yeah, it's supposed to. It's kind of those jobs like that.
Those are
at least when
little
I was growing up, it was
teenage
like
jobs.
teenagers or like senior citizens who were retired and just like I don't really have anything to do, so I come down to McDonald's and I do a little bit of work. You know,
At
what I mean, it's
least
supposed to kind of
making the effort,
it teaches.
you know?
It used to teach kids how to actually work, earn a paycheck. Is like all right, this is what actual real work pressure feels like. You know what I mean? It's not. Taking a test and getting a bad grade and getting another chance, and like, oh, I didn't do my homework, so you get another chance.
everybody's
You know,
getting
there's-
trophies with everything.
Right, you're like this is real world consequences. You know what I mean? It was a $8 an hour job, but you had to do it well, or they're going to get somebody else.
But now-
and you lose either than that.
The person that does at least to take that job at McDonald's because there's like, oh, what do I do? I have no money. It's either take from
I mean, you get
the
it for now.
welfare, but at least that person. Let's say I was working at McDonald's, and actually people make almost $12 an hour at McDonald's now.
Sure.
So, but
Because the government has
let's
to
just
step in
say,
because they have a place in
little
our
while
economy.
a little while ago, $9 an hour doesn't support a family. But if you're spending, even if you are putting 40 hours at McDonald's, it still doesn't work. At least that person is doing their part. That person deserves some food stamps,
So I mean,
in my opinion. But it's the
You
person
can-
Well,
that's
let me ask
not.
you this,
The person that's like, fuck that. I'm not going to fucking McDonald's.
Those
I'm
are
gonna
the
fucking
people
sit
we're
on
really
my ass.
directing it at. But at the same time, that's that gray area that we're discussing too, as well. Like
Sure.
I mean, because it's an easy target to be like.
is 40 hours a week at $12 an hour not enough?
So,
Even
no.
if you get free health care for your kids and you get vouchers for to
It
feed them
really
at school.
is enough.
Well,
I mean,
okay,
or
it
are
would
you
be
just
enough,
managing
and then
it
you're
poorly? Are you
also
going out to eat every night because you're lazy and you want to spend? You'd rather spend $40 on a prepared meal than $10 on something you'd have to prepare for them yourself because you're lazy.
but you
And
Yeah.
absolutely, like there's
What are your
a lot of
spending habits? What are you spending that money that you are
Sure.
capable of making on? Are you spending it wisely?
$24,960 a year is $12 an hour at 40 hours a week.
Okay.
That's if they get 40 hours a week, but assuming they have earned income credit, assuming they have like
Well, what do
fucking
they- what
3
is the
kids,
state-
they're
Yeah,
getting 11
they're
grand
not
back.
paying any
What do they give their
taxes.
kids just for being
Well,
alive? You know what I mean? Like I'm sure they're not responsible for paying for. I don't know anything about this. What do they have to pay supplemental for health care? Probably not much. It's
Right.
probably
I mean,
on the
if you're-
county, or
If
it's
you're only
probably
making 20, if you're making less than $25,000
Yeah,
a year,
you're
you're paying
getting-
nothing.
zero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's not a cost.
Right.
No.
All right. So
A lot
they
of things
they eat
are-
at school. There's a meal right there. Like if you can't make
Do,
$25,000 a year.
Hold on. So we
work.
got 25. Do a rent analysis. 6.
Yeah,
we'll just say
you
approximately.
can have that,
No. Even
paid
with
for,
bills,
too.
800 times 12. Oh, that's right. So
Yeah,
How many-
no,
yeah,
they
how
would
many-
have that covered. No, like Tim's
How many
knocking it out of the
dozen-
park here. Because
How
like,
many dozens of programs are already set up to
Yeah, to
supplement
just
you? You know, like I
give
was like,
you
okay,
your
granted, you're only
apartment,
making
yes.
$12 an hour, 48 hours a week, but we're gonna knock out the rent for you, and don't worry about that electric bill or the gas. We would never let your kids freeze or starve. You know what I mean? The state's gonna take care of that, and by the state we mean the taxpayers, the people that you have to look in the face every day, that you're fucking they're supplementing you. This is not some anonymous, endless stream of money that's created out of thin air. Only the government can do that. But the people you're cheating
yeah.
get some.
are on either side of you.
Right.
Right, so we're about the 14.5-minute mark.
Ooh.
Panis is just showing up.
We're gonna pause.
We are going to take a break for the next portion of the video.
Panic!
What's going
Say
on?
hello. We're taking an intermission for a second.
Oh, yeah, we use last names too, so it wasn't intended, but either way, it
Penis.
doesn't give a shit. Yeah, hey, penis.
What's up?
Jason the Mechanic's here. We're going to take a quick intermission, creating a new live stream video, and then we are headed to continue this topic, because I feel like we barely scratched the surface on this topic.
We'll totally
So,
on it.
all right, guys, we'll catch you in just